And hello everybody, welcome back to the video. Today we're back inside of Minecraft and we're playing Interstellar, a parkour map by It's Pung Pond. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. Apparently, yeah, look at this. The captain it's me. It's so cool. Uh the water supply's off and there's not much water in the tank. What happened? You go get coal for me. Okay, sir, let's go. I love that. That's so cool. I very much so appreciate that. That's so cool. Let's see here. Where would coal be at? Did he say? No, I just gotta go find coal. Hi guys, we're playing a game. Want to join? No. Alright. Oh, here's coal. We're always playing games. Don't they know that we don't have much water left? I think they don't have any idea of what's happening yet, I guess, but can you go get Jared for me? I don't know where he is, but I want to talk to him. Downstairs, perhaps? I'll go get him. Also, Captain, want to talk to ya. Alright, cool. Oh. I take it this isn't where I go by downstairs. I take it back this way. And then to the basement from here. Oh wait, this is level 10. Maybe not this way. Yeah, this is still level 10. Alright. I'm a little confused, but that's okay. I take it then we need to go. That's level 3. Including the teleporter, radar control, and bedroom. I don't... Level 2A, exit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Teleporter. Maybe it was down there. I guess? I don't know. I'm a little confused. But that's okay. Just gonna have to go find Jared somewhere. Let's just keep going all the way down and see where we end up at. Level 1A. Exit, electric, and storage. Electricity generator. Interesting. Everything's online. Resource storage. Okay. What's this way? Exit. Oh, wait. Is this Jared? No. What do you mean cleaning me up? Oh, Jared isn't here. You're just standing there and watching me. I can't get my clothes up. Well... I want to get out of this place already, but I can't get the slime off. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of dialogue. All right. Where was I at? You wouldn't be showering here if you decided not trying to swim in the slime. You even struggled to get out from the slime. None of this would have happened if you decided to listen to me when I warned you that the slime is hard to swim in. It sticks to you like a glue and stains your clothes green. I've heard that the goo comes from the sediment of ancient plants and animals that didn't get turned into rocks. Just like how oil and gas was formed back on Earth. Except this is way stickier than crude oil back on Earth. I think you should quickly shower or use a towel to wipe it off or something. We're low on water and you guys are using up a lot. Do you hear that, green boy? You better get it out quick. You're wasting the water and we don't have much of it. Alright, I'll quickly shower. Do you know where Willy is? I think he's at the radar. The nerd never goes anywhere other than his room in the radar. Well, occasionally somewhere else. Alright, thanks. Yeah, and Cole wants to meet with you, Jared. Okay, I'll shower to meet him. Thank you. Alright, so the radar. Where would the radar be at? I take it it's not down here by the exit. That only makes sense that it wouldn't be out here. This place looks nice though. Alright, anyway. Enough distractions. Let's go find Willy, I guess. I'm a little confused what I missed on why we're trying to locate Willy. I feel like that's a little piece of the puzzle that's just kind of missed here. I also have no stinking clue where the radar room's at. So yeah. Radar. So I think that said radar. Radar control is to the right. Radar control level 5. Alright. Up we go. Level 5 radar control. Come here. I found something weird. The water purifying unit hasn't been responding for a couple days now, and the teleporter there is broken. Right now, we have no way of contacting it. It's very weird. I thought purifier runs automatically. Almost nobody's been there for almost 3 years. You're right. I think the only way that we could lose contact to it is because the teleporter exploded and caused the purifier to shut off. But you have to fix it very quickly because if the water is just sitting there, the chemical that are used to purify the water can contaminate the water. And according to my calculations, about 1 hour, it wouldn't be salvageable anymore, which means that we'll have no clean water left here and at the purifier. Luckily, turning on the purifier is enough to solve the problem, but the only way to get to it is to follow the sky path and get to the purifier. But it's quite far away for its demand for rare resources there's in order to purify the water. Alright, I'll quickly go tell the captain. Also, Cole wants to see you. Alright. Wait. I thought Cole wanted to see Jared. Not Willie. Oh, I'm confused. All right, to the captain. I do kind of enjoy the storyline, but it does feel like it's a little bit incoherent in some spots where like it feels like we're missing out on stuff. Water supply's off, and there's not much water in the tank. What happened? You go get coal for me. Okay, so I already did that. I'm confused. What? Is there something up here that I'm missing? I feel lost. There's something green there. What's that? Oh, that's the start game thing. You know what? Let's go. Alright, alright. Texor is going to guide you through the course. I really hope that you manage to fix it. I put all of our team's hope on you. Let's go. Alright, and we have 30 minutes to complete this. And there's 40 levels. Alright, alright. Looks like the levels are... Oh yeah, that's pretty sure the levels. Checkpoint, that on the white plate to get your checkpoint. It's great to make checkpoints a habit when playing parkour maps. Reduces a ton of pain too. So true, so true. Checkpoints are the life and blood of most parkour enjoyers. Alright, alright. You know, sometimes I really just appreciate calm parkour like this. Like, I was reading some of the comments for the map, and some people didn't really appreciate the way that the map was set up with a lot of the 2x2 jumps. But I personally find it kind of charming. And the main thing that I like about these sort of jumps specifically is the fact that it breaks up the momentum from your jumps, which makes 4-block jumps far more difficult. Which, you know, comes with pros and cons, but, you know, it's nice to have that kind of relaxing concept mixed with adding the increased difficulty for some of those specific jumps, which you then have to be a little more aware of. Oxygen regenerated. Oxygen regenerated. But yeah, I don't know. I also kind of like that everything's on a bit of a timer. That's something else that a lot of people didn't really appreciate all that much, but I think it's charming in its own way. I think this is the sort of map which won't appeal to a ton of people just due to the fact that a lot of people don't like concepts like that add extra difficulty for what they feel like is no reason. And I really dislike it when difficulty is added with a large degree of randomness, which is one reason why I've been kind of harsh in some of my criticisms of It's Pung Pon's It's Pung Pon's yeah. I think that's how you say that. Some of his Jaw Wipeout maps I've been a little harsh in my criticism of, just due to the fact that it feels like they're in large part built off of a lot of random elements, which I never really like. But oh well. So far, it looks like this map's going to be pretty short, though, which is another thing that's a little disappointing to me. Just be not because I'm just wanted like in the map creator for me map short or anything, but because one of the comments was like, the map took way too long. It took an hour and a half to complete the map, blah, blah, blah. So I was kind of expecting it to be pretty long, but if the levels are going at this speed, then it'll probably only be like a 20-minute map, which is a little bit disappointed. I don't know. It's one of those things, or one thing that I've definitely discovered about the parkour community, especially. It's a very harsh community, and for maps like this, that if there's any difficulty built into any of the maps, people get really grumpy for some reason and get really upset that the maps are difficult. Like, all of the maps are supposed to be built super easily to just be a breeze. And once again, I've done my own fair share of complaining, but I really dislike the random element difficulty that some maps incorporate. I find that more skill-based difficulty is quite enjoyable. I don't know, it just adds a little extra something, in my opinion. And I don't like it when it's like a super long level, and then at the very end of said super long level, there's a small string of really hard jumps that are likely to completely reset you just off of that. But overall, I don't know. Like, I enjoy having longer levels a lot of times anyway, just not the ones that end in really difficult jumps. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know, like, if it's the sort of thing where I'm just the odd one out, or if it's just that there's kind of a small minority of people that play parkour maps that are very loud and vocal about some things like that, and kind of get in the way of everybody else that just kind of wants to have a good time. Also, which difficulty did I select? Oh, right, I selected extreme. But yeah, so I am on the hardest difficulty. Keep that in mind with the time limit, where we're 5 minutes through and there's 25 minutes left. I did select the hardest difficulty, so it would make sense if it's cutting it a bit close at the end if I do make it in time on my first try. Because yeah, that's what you'd expect. You wouldn't want it to be super close off of the first one, and just based off of like, it's one of those things where I'm probably being a little nicer to this map than I have been to other maps in the past, because go near the elytra to get equipped with the elytra, then fly through the rings in order indicated from the number above. If you've flown through the correct ring, you should hear a ding sound and get a firework. Okay. Ding sound and get a firework. Use it to navigate to the next ring. However, you fly through the wrong ring, a loud, irritating noise can be heard, indicating that you've flown through the wrong ring. If you didn't hear the ding sound, you won't be able to go through the next ring. It is usually caused from lag spikes. Yeah, that is something that happens a lot with these elytra things. If there's any lag spikes, then it can cause bugs with the rings. But anyway, as I was saying, like, I'll probably be a little nicer to the map than I would be most times, just off of the fact that it's the sort of map that I enjoy. And then there were people that, in the comments were complaining about things that are specifically features that I like. These are living containers. If they have doors to close all sides, there might be some oxygen in them. Your oxygen level won't drop as long as you stay in these containers. All right, cool. I no longer have the elytra. I still have the rocket, though. I have a leftover rocket. Oh, no, there was no checkpoint there. Uh-oh. I thought there was a checkpoint in the oxygen container. Oh, well. Let's just go about this a little bit faster. Yeah, checkpoint. I guess I didn't actually step on it last time. Oh, well. But yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, like, I don't know. There's just a little part of me that gets annoyed when people complain about what I see as good features. Like, they make a bad parkour map. Like, I'm a little confused by people that get mad at difficult parkour maps. Like, that's one thing that confuses me, is people that not that like rage while doing it, but recognize that they're raging because, you know, they're failing to do it, and don't really blame the maps, but instead are just kind of raging because they're failing a lot. That's perfectly understandable. Well, the people that like rage at a map, just kind of for the sake of being mad, without really much logic behind it, kind of annoy me. Also, we're almost a third through the time, and I am not a third through this map. I need to strap down and get a move on. I do not want to fail due to time. So sorry if I end up being a little more focused on the map than commentary for little bits, but I do strongly want to beat it on the first try. That would be quite satisfying. I did choose extreme difficulty, so it would kind of make sense if I don't make it first try. That's just kind of how those things work, and I knew that when I made the choice to select extreme. Well, which is another thing I didn't understand about some of the comments. Which I get that I'm going really hard into this, but it's just because it's something that really bothered me. There were a lot of people that were like upset because they selected extreme difficulty and lost on the time mechanic because they selected the hardest difficulty, which I seriously don't understand why you're that upset at it. Well, why did you select the hardest difficulty and then get upset that you failed because you selected the hardest difficulty? If you were that worried about failing and it was that big of a deal to you that you completed it on the first try, why did you select the hardest difficulty? I just don't understand that. And I don't know. These are... I've always found myself a little at odds with the comment sections of maps for this stuff. I find it pretty common that there'll be times with stuff like this where a lot of people feel a certain way about the map, and then I read the comments and I'm just like, you guys kind of lost it. I don't understand your guys' complaints. They don't make sense to me. And that's kind of how I felt about a lot of the complaints of this map. Although I am going to fail on time if I don't start doing better, which makes me nervous. I don't want to... I'd very much so like to complete it first try on extreme. I feel like that's just the more satisfying way to do things. Maybe I shouldn't have taken the hard path since I was running low on time. Maybe taking the easy path would have been the smarter choice, but I don't know. It just said harder, so I went with it. I didn't think, I just did. But yeah. I don't know. And I also think that there's something very noble about overcoming challenges, especially really difficult challenges. So, like, to see people complain that it's a challenge just also kind of rubs me the wrong way. Okay, I need to reach level 20 in the next 4 minutes to be on pace, which I don't think is actually possible, because these are pretty long levels. Which that is one complaint that I'll give that so far seems like it's pretty fair, is the break between checkpoints is pretty long. Which for this sort of parkour, I feel like it does work just slightly better if the break between checkpoints is a little bit lower. But that's just kind of a pet peeve, not a big deal thing. Where it's like, yeah, also if I just time my jumps correctly, then there's nothing to worry about. So, I don't know, there's also a bit of a skill element involved there. I knew as soon as I jumped that I had done goofed. I wanted to try and force momentum it. A little bit of that, what I was talking about earlier, where the 2x2s kind of negate momentum jumps. Very much so on full display here, as there's basically no momentum jumping. Alright. 17. I need to get through another 4 levels in 2 minutes to be on track. That ain't good, Chief. That ain't good. I really should have taken the easy path if I wanted to complete this within time. It's all good, though. Even if I end up failing off of time, I'll just cut out to when I get back to where we're at, so it won't be a big deal for you. Daredevil or Scaredy Cat? Don't give me that. Now I have to take the Daredevil path. Oh. Alright. One, maybe 2 more tries on the Daredevil path, and then if I keep failing, I'll switch over just for the sake of trying to save a bit of time. Although, okay, one more try. Okay, maybe I just take the Scaredy Cat path. Although this doesn't look like it's gonna, no, this doesn't look like there's any 4 block jumps in here. Pretty easy, pretty relaxing. All right. I really need to be making better time if I want any chance. Teleport! Next section, this is when we teleport, so you won't be able to teleport back to the start. That is perfectly fine by me. I don't know why that would... Wait. Okay. Let's see. I really like the background for it, though. It's definitely nice. I think there's been some better ones that I've seen on some maps that I've liked a bit better. This one, just the theme's a little too dark for my taste, but besides that, it's pretty nice. All right, we're just a little bit behind schedule. We're gonna be at halftime on the level before halfway. So as long as I focus up and do good throughout the rest of this, we should be looking at an alright time. Although I might end up cutting it just a little bit close. I sure hope we end up fine on time. We're reaching another elytra section pretty soon. If it's anything like the last one, it should be really easy. Which makes sense. I find that a lot of people don't really understand elytra mechanics very well. So a lot of the elytra sections of maps I find are typically pretty easy. Which makes sense because not all that many people spend a lot of time in worlds where they've played long enough to get an elytra is something that I've found. Like, that is one spot where I've kind of been an anomaly in the fact that I spend most of my time in a survival world where I do have all that stuff. And I have fireworks and, you know, all that. Alright, next airlock. Make sure I get the checkpoint. That is one thing that cost me hugely on time earlier, actually, was not getting the checkpoint off it. Also, we are now on to single block jumps, which is really messing with me because I'm so accustomed now to not having that extra momentum that being able to momentum jump things is really weirding me out. But it does make things pretty easy by comparison to where they were at before. Because as mentioned, the 4 block jumps are far easier off of momentum than when you get the 2x2 jumps where you can't take momentum into it. Because you jump significantly further in Minecraft with a fair amount of momentum, and I'm dead. Can I die, please? Okay, there we go. I wasn't actually low enough to die there. Level 22, 13 minutes. I'm a little stressed, I'm not gonna lie. Come on. I want to have good commentary, but I also really want to beat this. Alright, we're through that level. Looks like these jumps are going to be just slightly longer, maybe not. Not really. About the same distance overall. Okay. 28 deaths. If I didn't have so many deaths, too, I would be more than on time. Oh, this is slow fall. I was a little confused. I was like, where's the slime blocks at? Okay. Checkpoint. Pretty easy roundabout. Okay, okay. There was nothing on that side. We're supposed to jump there. Alright. 11 minutes. And we still got 15 more levels to go. Meaning I really, really need to be booking it. Oh no, I didn't make that. That's really bad. I do wish automatic respawn was on. That's the one game rule I wish more map creators turned on. It's not very difficult to either. But, oh well. Not the big deal. I could turn it on myself, just I'm a little distracted by that ticking timer on the bottom there. Okay, okay. Oh, that's... I should have looked. I shouldn't have just gone for it. I should have looked first. That makes sense given the circumstances. That's how that was set up. Ooh, I was a little worried since I didn't take that from the best angle. I didn't crouch in time. I am very much so borderline where I now basically... I think I basically have to flawless it to make it now. Oh, and there's another fall. I'm gonna be disappointed when I lose to time at like level 35 or something, if I even make it that far. Okay, 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 okay. I still do think it's in theory possible to beat. I just don't think I can flawless it to the degree necessary. I don't think I'm good enough at parkour right now, which is too bad, but chance to push myself harder and see if I can make it. I'm guessing... Oh, this is... Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, this makes sense. This way. Wall running. I want to try and wall run it. I know this is probably stupid, but I'm going to try and wall run it. Oh, it didn't give me enough blocks to wall run it. I should have thought that one through. I saw 5 blocks and was like, hey, maybe I can wall run with that amount. Nope, nope, nope. Not enough. Not enough. It's close. If I was more frugal with it, I could more properly wall run, but... Okay, I am wasting time by trying to move this too fast. Come on, come on. 9 minutes. Oh, those disappear pretty quickly. I do have the time to place and then jump. I just have to be careful. I don't have time to complete the map anymore, I don't think, though. With 8 minutes and 45 seconds left. I'm going to try for it. I'm going to try for it, that's for sure. I don't really like how this section's set up, though. I like the concept. I just wish that either the blocks lasted a little longer or there was a little more space to run with. Because I don't really feel like that gave... like, I wish that the Prismarine blocks went out an extra block. Because then I wouldn't have failed on that one run that I had that I was really close on. But that's mostly just because if it had been like that, I would have had more room and would have made it. So that's really the only reason why I'm even thinking about it. Oh well, oh well. Not a big deal at all. Okay, okay, checkpoint, teleport. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, okay. Sorry, I'm in pretty extreme concentration mode right now. I know that it's really low on time, but 10 levels, 7 minutes, based off the lengths of the levels, especially now that they're getting just shorter and more difficult, I definitely feel like this is possible. Especially if I take this elytra section fast enough. I'm gonna have to show a little bit of restraint with this, just to take it a bit slower. I don't like that that's purple. I want it, I got it. Huh? I'm confused. This is going really far. If you fail on this, the amount of wasted time that has is insane. I shouldn't have opened my mouth. I shouldn't have opened my mouth. I shouldn't have opened my mouth. I should not have opened my mouth. 6 minutes now. Oh no. That was like 45 seconds I wasted there. That is such a huge amount of time wasted. I feel so dumb at that one. Man, and I have to use like a full another 45 seconds just to reach here. Alright. Ooh. Almost slipped off. One-way teleporter, 31. I have to take 30 seconds per level at this point. Already looking bad. Already looking really bad. And the map's getting just a tiny bit laggy, too. Which, I don't know what's up with that. Let me actually just quickly drop my render distance a little bit, I guess. Maybe go to fast graphics. I don't know how big of a deal that'll be on fast instead of fancy. But, yeah. Alright, alright. 454. We really are at the point where I can only afford 30 seconds per... And I fell on the cactus again. I need to go a little slower on those. I don't have enough time to be falling here. That's like the bit of a pickle that you end up in these situations. Where you have to go in a hurry because you're low on time, but at the same time it's so difficult to do these slowly. The damage tick was just enough that I didn't make that. Because I have to momentum that one off of the carpeted one, I think. I'm pretty sure that's too far to make it easily off of a force momentum. Like, you can make it off of force momentum, obviously, but it's a full 4, which means it's far easier off of a full momentum. Now we got some ice. Ah! That overjump's lethal. Man, I'm going to be coming out so close. So close. Now I only have like 15 seconds per level if I want to make it, which is just impossible at this point. Oh, this is interesting. Shulker ladders. I kind of like that. Oh my goodness. That was interesting. Hay bale. I don't like clutching off of full blocks. That extra, like, that pretty little amount of time you get to place is stressful. Alright. What the? Okay, I'm supposed to go up here. Hit the note block to summon a boat, then do the boat. No shot. I hit it. I hit it. What do you want from me? Oh, since you're an adventure, you have to right click, don't you? Yep, these are going to be pretty difficult. I'm out of time, though. Such a shame. I'll say the difficulty... Ah, that's something in the boat. The difficulty's really ramped up. The clutches are kind of fun, though. If not a little scuffed. Didn't the hay bale one get popularized due to Dream using it in a, like, whatchamacallit? What the, how am I supposed to, oh, I was facing the wrong way. Due to Dream using it in one of his manhunt videos, if I remember properly. What a weird way for a clutch like that to get popularized. Alright, water clutch, easiest. I will say with these, the only thing I feel is a little off is for all this stuff to be stuffed so far at the end. Like, it feels very back heavy in terms of how it goes. Like, if this sort of stuff had been spread out a little more through the rest of the map, I think it would have made a little more sense, and maybe people would have complained a little less. Because it does kind of give that feel of where was this sort of thing throughout the rest of the map, which, you know, for me, I kind of prefer the more flat out parkour, so I kind of preferred the rest of the map, but, you know, that's just me. Whew. Which, this sort of stuff's kind of fun too. It's just not my favorite. This block moves super unusual. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't like this. Okay. Jerk point tip. Full tank might not be enough. What? What does that mean? I mean, it doesn't matter. I only have 5 seconds left. Didn't manage to save the station. Such a rip. I was so close. Okay, this is insanity. That is super long without a checkpoint. Oh. It's only one checkpoint between this and where we were at before. And then... Wow, so we ended off with basically all that was left being a couple levels of custom parkour and a couple really long levels. Wow. Alright. Let's go to the teleporter, which should be, yeah, teleporter. We can select the destination, which... Oh, the only spot we can go is to Wand Station or whatever. Actual teleporter itself doesn't work, which means we have to go through all this again. Alright, guys, I'll catch you once I make it to where we were at before. I do real quick, though, while we're still on camera, want to just quickly see how long normal gives you. Oh, normal gives you an hour. That's plenty of time. All right, I'll see you guys when I get back there. All right, as I'm on my way back, I just have to mention something that just happened that sadly I didn't catch on camera. I was doing the ladder jumps, right? As I'm going along on all these clutches. Oh, I missed the block. I was on the ladder clutch part, and I went to place the ladder. I placed the ladder. All right, you know, cool. I got the ladder. I landed on top of the ladder, and I died to it. That was so cringe. But yeah, nah, this whole clutch section is painful. Like, it's such a long stretch without any checkpoints of difficult feat after difficult feat, because these are not easy. That's one thing people don't realize is water clutches are super easy So people that do a lot of just water clutches and don't mess a lot with the others don't realize that they're actually like a hay bale clutch is more difficult than a water clutch. I missed the note block again. That is oof. Like a hay bale clutch is far more difficult because you have to be fully above the block when you right click, otherwise the hay bale won't physically place, compared to with a water bucket where even if you're inside of where the water bucket's going to place, it'll still place under with you just in it. And yeah, so just based off of that, it's, you know, it's more difficult. And I failed on the ladder jump, which means I was on the last one when I fell. So this is pretty painful. All right, guys, we're on to new stuff. I only have 28 minutes. I went on normal difficulty this time, so it gave me a total of an hour. So yeah, a little bit took a little bit longer to get here than it did last time. Not by a whole ton, but I got stuck for a really long time on a couple areas that I cleared pretty easily the first time around, which, you know, it's kind of par for the course for stuff like this. One thing that people misunderstand about parkour is people seem to think that Minecraft parkour is just like this kind of, you know, fairly easy, kind of gimmicky, enjoyable thing. But that's really not what parkour is. Parkour is very difficult at its base. Like thinking back to the couple times that I've taught some of my friends some of the basics of how to run parkour for stuff like this, just teaching them to do a 4-block jump takes a long time, a really long time. And that's before you start getting into, you know, any clutches or even like ladder jumps around corners and stuff like that that are actually far more difficult than people, including those that have gone through it, realized. Like, it's something that I never realized how difficult it was. It was something that I picked up over a long time of playing Minecraft and, you know, doing light parkour and stuff like that. You know, I just kind of picked it up over time and hadn't really noticed the large scale difference in the ability that it takes for stuff like that. But when I started trying to teach some of my friends to do parkour, I realized just how extreme of a curve it is to get over some of that stuff. Did you have one? Yeah, I had 40%. Plenty of extra time in this. But yeah, some people just don't realize how unforgiving parkour is. And even once you get good at parkour, which I'm not great at parkour, but I'd say I'm probably good at parkour. Even once you start getting good at parkour, there's still like some things that are just really difficult. And, you know, that's just kind of how it is. And a lot of maps compensate for that by whenever there's a really difficult jump in a section, it's only like that and then a couple other easy jumps between checkpoints. So as a result, sometimes you don't really notice just how difficult some of these things are. But when tasked with completing them without the baby steps of checkpoints, which is what checkpoints are, and don't get me wrong, I extremely appreciate checkpoints, and I'm not saying that in any way is it bad to use checkpoints. I'm just saying that is what checkpoints kind of do, is they kind of make things really easy that aren't easy and kind of make it like baby steps for it. So like when you have a strong reliance on checkpoints for stuff like this for in short doses, then it becomes very difficult for people to approach even the idea of these long levels with multiple difficult jumps mixed in. And don't get me wrong, it gets kind of annoying. Like, you know, the clutch section I found pretty annoying, especially after failing on the last jump a couple times. But like, there's something special about overcoming that challenge. That's what truly makes parkour great. Which is why I think that maps like this are even in some ways better than, you know, some of the more popular maps out there, because they give more of a sense of accomplishment once you're done. Like, I'm gonna feel really good about completing this map once I'm finished with it. And just stuff like that that you don't get on a map that has really close checkpoints where everything's fairly simple overall. Um, and yeah, I just think that that's something that we forget about it. Like, we don't recognize how difficult this stuff really is due to the short dose we're taking. Like, notice how many times I failed on this. Not a single one of these jumps are difficult to accomplish once. Like, if all of these jumps had a checkpoint, I would have been done with this section 50 times over, even with how poorly I'm playing right now, because I'm playing pretty poorly. That's the only reason why I've fallen as many times as I have. Like, if there were checkpoints on every single one, I'd already be long done with it. And yeah, I think that's just something that people forget. It's like the difference between playing in survival and creative, really. Like, sure, completing something in creative's easier. And if your only goal is to create something, then creative's better. But the sense of accomplishment after building a large, impressive structure in survival versus in creative is worlds of different. So, like, I don't know. I just feel like some of the people that left annoyed comments with how the parkour is on this map could probably use a bit of a wider range of understanding of just parkour in general. And I'm not saying that, you know, everything they were saying was invalid, or that, you know, you shouldn't criticize a map if it's really difficult. You should just, you know, always appreciate it. No, I'm not saying that at all. I think that there's some fair criticisms of this map for sure. And every map, of course, has some degree of fair criticism. But I just think that a lot of the reasons that were given for this map were unfair and came more out of just annoyance at failing, which should have been more directed towards trying to get better rather than just anger at the map when the map isn't that bad at all. It's a pretty good map, if I do say so myself. And I might be a little biased because, you know, the main NPC is named after me, so I might be a little biased, but, you know, I don't know. I've been oh, I made it. That was lucky. Like gray equals barriers. All right, cool. Thanks for the note of that. I've been very critical of some of its Pung Pong maps in the past, as I mentioned. And I 100% want to give a fair evaluation, even if it's, you know, even if I am in the map, and really appreciate that. But yeah. I don't know. It's just, I think that when it comes to everything in life, we tend to sometimes miss the true point of things and give unfair criticism based off of that. And I think that criticism as a whole is very good for creative things like maps, like Minecraft maps. I think that criticism is very necessary to them for the sake of the maps getting better and the map creators getting better, all that stuff. Criticism is very necessary. And I think that when we get lost in the weeds with criticism that isn't relevant, it kind of hurts legitimate criticism that is important to everybody involved having a better experience overall in the end. So I just hope, you know, some people keep that in mind. And I don't think it's something that just applies to Minecraft maps either. I think it's something that applies to basically everything in life that, you know, has any room to improve, which basically everything in life does have at least some degree of room to improve. I think we just need to do a bit of a better job of keeping our criticism focused. So Snake managed to get into this part, huh? No big deal. Just ride the snake to the other side. Make sure to do it right, though, as it will throw you off. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm already dead. As it will throw you off if you write it incorrectly. Did I know how to write it? Well, I don't. I just heard it from the legends. I guess you can figure it out yourself, perhaps. All right. But yeah. And once again, I might be being partial to the map because I'm in the map. Okay, I really don't think that's it. But yeah. Whew. That timing on those always stresses me out. It's such a tight window to jump up this stuff. Like, most maps have it set up where you're not even meant to jump up like that, even in situations where you can. Alright, it's one of these. I overjumped it. Well, I didn't even overjump it. If I had just kept going and jumped again after I landed, I would have made that. That stinks. Oh well. Boom, 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 boom. Whew, almost ran past it. It's such a small snake that, like, the timing's pretty precise for making sure you don't die. Let's go. All right, last level. I think. Okay, no. We're on 39. There's another level after this. I already see multiple roundabouts, which stresses me out a little tiny bit. I don't mind roundabouts that much. I just, multiple of them in a row sometimes messes with me. But yeah, it looks like I'm going to be able to beat this map on normal difficulty. Unless something goes very wrong in the next couple minutes. But I don't think I'm going to completely fail on this last level. But yeah, overall, it's ping ponged. If you're watching, I guess all I'd say is keep up the great work. Notice some of the things that could be better and go from there. You know, continue to improve and get better at what you do. And I very much so from this map like where it's going. I don't know which one's gonna come out first, but I did record my Java Wipeout 4 video after before this one, and all I'll say is don't take anything I said there personally. I didn't really care for that map. I much so more prefer this map over the Java Wipeout map. Oh, contains 7 sections and 6 checkpoints. What? Are we not done? I'm confused. Or is that it right there? I thought that was it. We reached level 40. Shouldn't we be done? What? Where are we? I'm confused. I don't like that it keeps going past level 40 with the timer still going. Oh my goodness, the lag. The lag is real. I don't like that. I feel like maybe don't add extra levels on the end past the level counter off of something that runs heavily off of a timer. That would definitely be that's something that I think was a misstep. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like when maps do that sort of thing. And the other thing I'd note that I didn't really like is elytras being added in on a map that's very heavily time based with rings that, you know, obviously if you get any world lag will mess up, as the map creator themselves even noted, which I appreciate that they noted for people that would get confused off of that. But I don't like those being added in either, just because, as mentioned, it can get glitched and, you know, not be the fault of the player that they fail. So, like, stuff like that in a very heavily skill-based map like this is, I also feel like is a little bit of a misstep. So just a couple things that I didn't like added on to. Because, as a general rule, I really liked this map for the most part. So just, there's a couple things that, you know, might be best not to add. I do appreciate the length of the map, though. I dislike all of the short maps where it's like 15 minutes long and you're just done. I get that this isn't as good for a video, because it's gonna be over an hour for the video, and over hour-long videos aren't exactly the best for the algorithm. But I also understand that, you know, it is what it is, and I'm the one that's not willing to split maps into multiple parts when it comes to this stuff, which is really interesting because like I used to do that, but then as I started playing more maps that were like, for example, 30 minutes long, I started to get annoyed with when I'd like, you know, finish up the video and get ready to record another one, and then there'd be like 5 minutes left, and it just wasn't enough to justify a whole nother video on. Those sort of maps really annoyed me for making videos. Not because there's anything wrong with the length itself, but just for making videos. And yeah, I don't know, like that sort of thing just always annoyed me a little bit. So then I was just like, all right, you know what, we're gonna start just making these into one video, except for maybe in some cases the map's over an hour long, and then I ended up just making those into one video as well. I just prefer the way that goes. Also, I'm really messing up, which stresses me out a lot considering how far along I am and the fact that there's only 13 minutes left. I don't know. I don't like that level 40 is apparently set up to have 6 checkpoints in it, when every other level except for level 39 was a single checkpoint. That's another pet peeve of mine, which, you know, I'm kind of breaking the floodgates on the couple things I didn't like, is when map creators set a standard for something like that and then change it like right at the very end. You have a standard for it, stick with the standard of 1 checkpoint per level, or set up the standard in a way earlier on where there are some levels that are multiple checkpoints, just a couple, and are obvious that they're multiple checkpoints, and that might just make life a little bit less annoying when it gets thrown on that, you know, there's levels with more than 1 checkpoint involved at the very end. Like, I don't like when there's a strong precedent set that's broken for no other reason than just convenience of the map creator. Like, what you could have done is just made it 46 levels, and there you go. It doesn't look as nice on the thing as 40, but you know, 46 would work. But yeah, I don't want to get too far off on the weeds on stuff like this because, as I mentioned, I really enjoyed this map, so I don't want to get too far off on the weeds on a couple things that are little more than pet peeves. That 4-block jump, I keep messing it up. I'm actually burning so much time on this. This is crazy, especially considering how much ease I've done all the other 4-block jumps in this segment, and then there's just that one on the end that I'm struggling with. Oh well. It is a shame too, because I probably would have continued to attempt this map on extreme if I wasn't recording, if I was just doing it by myself. This might be the sort of map that I come back later and try and beat on extreme. I say as I can't even beat it on normal, apparently. That part kind of stinks. I do think normal probably should give a little bit more time, because I could definitely see plenty of people not even getting to this point in an hour. Which, as I mentioned, I'm not doing the best today, parkour wise. I'm clearly making a lot of mistakes. So I'm maybe not the best skill base to base that off of right now. I'm also losing some time just due to lag. Because, like, after the teleportation, there's some pretty serious lag. And now I'm just falling for the sake of falling. Alright. 9 minutes left. I'm actually running out of time. That's fun. Maybe I should just hit the easy button. But at the same time, like, I made it to level 35 or whatever off of 30 minutes. I didn't expect the last couple levels to take another 30 minutes. Just insane. And this level is giving me way more trouble than it should. Like, I recognize that this isn't a difficult level that I'm just completely failing on. Like, it's legit just a normal full 4-block jump that is continuously messing me up. Which is quite a shame. But alright. Whew. I can do this. Believe. Ah. I'm getting nervous. If I have to restart again, I'll probably just cheat my way back here since I don't really have the time to spend another hour on this video right now. I'm busy. Which is one thing that stinks, because like if I was just doing this on my own time, that wouldn't even be the sort of thing that would cross my mind. But since I'm recording, I gotta be in a little bit of a hurry for this stuff. Doom, 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 doom. Alright. Let's just focus up and get this done. I say as I immediately fail. I'm moving side to side for the shorter jumps. Like, I'm getting stressed out on them, thinking I'm gonna over jump them and moving side to side too much. Because on some of these I am going to over jump them if I don't. Alright. Jumps are too short. I hate the mix of long and short jumps sometimes. Not always, but just sometimes, because I end up into such a motion of just moving like side to side to try and not over jump. And then I get to the long jumps and I'm still kind of in that mindset of moving shortly. So then I end up messing up for it. Ah, so close. I hate that this is what I'm failing on, because this, like, it's that sort of thing where this is something that normally I'd be able to accomplish easily. So then I fail on something that I should be able to do fairly simply, and then it gets into my head, and I fail again and again and again. This is kind of what I meant. You know, well, not this, but this is some of the stuff that I kind of meant when I was talking about how parkour actually is far more difficult than people realize. This is one of those instances where, like, you know, you're gonna have those moments where there's just, you know, jumps that are typically easy that you're just failing on over and over again and have to just strap down and get it done through the mental pressure of knowing that you're failing on something that you really shouldn't be failing on. Maybe I need to just specifically note which jumps I'm struggling with and slow down and just force momentum them instead of flat out momentum them, which is weird because normal momentum is almost always better, but for how I'm doing right now, it might just work better for me. We shall see. Alright. Again? On that little gap there. That is going to drive me insane. That I actually failed that again. That's crazy. Absolutely insane. And I fall there. I only have 4 minutes left, and there's 6 checkpoints in this. Level 40 contains 7 sections and 6 checkpoints. Like, what? For a single level? I don't get that. It feels like I should be almost done. I felt like I was almost done due to hitting level 40, but there's still so much left to do. And that that part does annoy me a little bit. Like that always feels like a dirty trick to me. All right, finally made that jump that I've been failing on forever now. Focus up, focus up. There's probably going to be another 4 blocks somewhere in here. Okay, there's a checkpoint. 40A. We're going to be getting all the way to like 40H. Or I guess maybe only 40G, but yeah. Yeah, there's no shot that I finish this section in 3 minutes. Or this level in 3 minutes. This section, sure, maybe. But everything... I hate that so much. Alright. Let's at least get through a couple more levels. I say as I rush up again. Alright, this is a double Neo, so just strap down, get it done. I don't know why I was trying to approach that like that. Let's just boom. Make that around. 2 minutes left. There's too little time. Too little, too late. Just a water clutch, easy enough. I don't remember the last time I failed one of those, which now that I've opened my mouth, if I fail somewhere later on here and have to go back and do that water clutch again, I'm going to fail it just because I said that. I almost guarantee it. Hay bale. Feels weird that we're doing a hay bale again. And then there's one more clutch that looks like... Oh, please don't be a ladder clutch. Please don't be... It's probably going to be a ladder clutch. Or maybe a boat clutch. What you got for me? A ladder. Alright. I landed on the ladder. 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 Oh, my goodness. 1:20. I at least want to get through this section so that by the time the timer runs out, so when I come back, I can be further ahead. Since as I mentioned, I don't have the time to go through another hour of this right now, so I don't have enough time to enough recording time to do that, sadly. So we'll have to just come back all the way. I wonder how much time easy gives you. If easy is just infinite time, I feel like I feel a little better about all this if easy is just infinite time. I feel like that probably makes the most sense for how to set it up. Alright, can we not fail this ladder jump again? Come on, come on. It's probably my last try before we run out of time. Okay, we got that. Shulker jumps again. One of the easiest kinds of jumps, in my opinion, are shulker jumps. Like, out of all of the different trick jumps, I feel like shulkers are probably the easiest. And we make it here before we run out of time. Alright, I'll cut you guys back here in a second. I just have to say, after all that, I am legitimately shook at how long that took for me to fly back. If you notice the three deaths, like if you stray too far from the path and stuff, it'll kill you in creative. So like I just flew through all the checkpoints and it took almost 9 minutes just to fly through them all in creative mode. Like my word. That's insane just how long that took. For this, am I gonna have to jump up? Oh, I'm gonna have to jump up that. I was just gonna wait and jump from there to there, but Snake's not long enough for that. But yeah, this map is crazy long, which I appreciate. I like long maps. But still, just absolutely insane to me just how long this map is. Oh, I forgot to go. I forgot to go. Ah. I got distracted. I'm running out of oxygen. There's a checkpoint on the other side. We'll be fine. The oxygen mechanic's interesting. I feel like you have enough oxygen that it's never really a concern, really, unless you're taking your sweet time. I hate this. I hate snake mechanics. But yeah, as long as you're not taking just an extraordinarily long amount of time to go about things, oxygen should never really come into play. Like even on the areas which were specifically built to run you out of oxygen, oh my goodness, you still didn't really run out of oxygen at all. So like, it just feels like kind of a wasted mechanic in that sense. Just in the sense that it could have been used for so much more, but wasn't. Oh my goodness, I'm so bad at this. I'm so bad at the snake. I don't know. I'm a little, maybe just a little bit done due to how long it took just to fly back here. But yeah, I don't know. All right, so boom, boom, dead. I wish it worked where you stepped on the thing and then the snake appeared rather than having to wait for it to circle around every time. That is one slight annoyance I have with this, is the fact that the snake has to circle around every time. At least the speed at which you jump is basically the same as they appear, so you can just kind of hold spacebar if you get the first one right. So like, boom. Boom. Like, yeah, that's not too bad. Oh, I would have cried if I fell there. I did not want to go through that again. Even though, as I said, it's not actually that bad, but I still would have been upset. I take it we make it to the water purifier after this. Which, there was no ding. There was no ding. This is why I hate the Elytra stuff in these sort of maps where it's set up like that, which I do believe this is the last section. Because I said to G off of 7 being the assumption, but it's only 6. So F makes the most sense. Alright, please actually ding this time. Come on. Ding. There we go. It even dinged twice for me to make up for last time. So I'm going to tell myself at least. Oh snap, I almost messed that up. That would have been funny. Especially after the smack talk I had earlier about how people didn't really understand how elytras worked. That would have been funny if I failed after that. Alright. I wasn't exactly sure where to go there at first, but we got it. No worries. 12's all the way over here. 13. My word, how far does this go? Oh, I think that's it there. Oh. I should have shot past What did I hit? What did I hit? I hit something on my keyboard and it like crouched, but I think I hit D, but it felt like it crouched. Oh well. These are so long. Beating this in 30 minutes, though, that is one thing I'll say. Beating this in 30 minutes deserves that extreme description. Like, my word, the amount of insane focus and commitment that it would take to get this beat on extreme difficulty is just insane. The amount of respect I have for anybody that completes the entirety of this map in 30 stinking minutes is insane. Like, this map is not built to be beat in 30 minutes. Which is fun. There was no ding. There was no ding. I went through it, but there was no ding because there was a lag spike. And the map wasn't laggy at first, but now it is. I don't know if I need to allocate more RAM or something, but man, some of the complaints make a little bit more sense. I'm getting further. Although I still feel like everything I said earlier still stands. I do kind of understand a bit more now where the complaints are rooted from. That's all I'll say on that. I don't think that I still think that oh my goodness, I hit it and noted it. I still think all the things I said earlier still stand to refute most of the complaints. I still overall think this was a really good map. I just do think that the end of the map being this long after you've hit level 40 is just insane. Like, that part I don't understand at all. If it had said that it was 50 levels, let's say, because there was a few sections in 39 too. I don't remember how many, but there were a few. Oh my goodness, I hate Elytras so much. There were a few sections in 39. So, like, you know, if those were split out to actual levels, and the whole Elytra thing was something that I mentioned far earlier that I don't think should be in a map like this. I just flat out don't think it makes any sense to put Elytra rings that require the ding of you going through them to be able to pass. I just don't think that makes any sense whatsoever in a map like this. It's way too open to error that has nothing to do with the player messing up. And what did I do there? I didn't. 1 second. Alright, I set spawn point here. Hopefully that worked. I don't know, because sometimes maps like this have command blocks in place to prevent. Alright, maybe not exactly what I was expecting there for that ending. The world's definitely broken after that. Yeah, I think that there were some definite flaws in that map. The map overall, really good. Really liked it. I think that there were some glaring mistakes that were serious problems. In a time-based map where time's going to be a serious problem, having something as volatile as Elytra rings involved is, in my opinion, a very poor choice. It totally messes with the time structure, just because like the last one, for example, takes like 2 to 3 minutes just to fly through it all. So then if you get messed up by the ring 3 times, that's 10 minutes almost. And if you're doing extreme, that you can have over a third of your time just ripped out from under you due to absolutely no fault of your own, and also no fault of the map creator, as far as I understand. That's more of just a matter of Minecraft doesn't always register you as going through those blocks if you get a little bit of lag when you're going through that. So that's more of a Minecraft problem than a map creation problem. So as a result, I think it's just kind of best not to include that sort of thing in your map. And then also, the map shifts themes and like just the general way that the map's set up too extreme, in my opinion. Like, I really liked the start of the map with how the parkour was set up. It was very smooth. It was kind of the relaxing parkour I like. Even at the more difficult parts, I still find that sort of parkour very enjoyable. And then it started shifting into the same thing but one blocks, which I also love as parkour. And then it started suddenly at like level 35 throwing a bunch of other mechanics in the game, like clutches and stuff like that, that are very different from the base parkour. Very late into it, at the point where you're already, you know, mostly adjusted to the way the map's working. And then levels 39 and 40 are like 10 levels in just the two. Like, just make your map like 50 levels and don't, you know, do it like that. Now, all of that being said, I still think overall it's a pretty decently built map. I'm sad I didn't get to finish it due to the bug. That's just kind of a, you know, oh well sort of situation. Although that wasn't even really a bug as much so as the map creator had set it up to kill you if you got too far off track, and setting the spawn point over there messed with it. But yeah, it feels weird having to do the outro for a map in my survival world. And once again, I'm sad that I don't get to see the end, but I don't know. Overall, I'd say the map was probably a 6 out of 10. I think some of the glaring issues need to be fixed. And if just some of the most glaring issues were fixed, I think that map was a 7 or 8 out of 10. I think it was a pretty good map. But yeah, props to Pung Pon. I know that sort of stuff isn't easy to make, and he did a good job. And I hope that he comes out with more maps like that in the future. Maybe well, one thing is for the text, maybe enlist a proofreader for some of that stuff. I don't know, like there were some mistakes in the writing which were pretty obvious after reading through it. However, I also understand from every time I've ever written anything that when you're actually writing it, it's really hard to notice that stuff. But when you're the person reading through it, it's really easy to notice it. So if you get somebody to just proofread real quick for you, it's a huge help. But anyway, I don't want to end too negatively. So overall, all I really have to say is great job on the map, very enjoyable. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of your maps in the future. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. God bless. Bye-bye.